Well, folks, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the Hoppin' French Quarter at the Caesars Superdome. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the Shamrocks of Rio de Janeiro taking on the New Orleans Saints. The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And we are underway from the Superdome. Here comes Harris out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. But you look at this defense. Right now they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass. So fourth from the bottom, Charles.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Doug going to look to throw this. His throw incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Here's Duggan to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 44 yards. Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Another miss. Still on his feet. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Joey Sly on for the extra point. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team moves it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. We'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question, because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the...
Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line. That's probably bringing back nightmares of last week, isn't it?
No doubt about it. Right now, I'm looking over at the coaching staff, and I'm seeing the wheels turning in their heads. And you know what is happening? They're remembering how they started the season in camp, even in the offseason where they emphasized ball security. They're wondering why the message isn't sinking in.
Well, 5 turnovers last week, now 1 here in the opening quarter. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up first and goal. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense trying to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case.
And they will stop him. Minimal pickup.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining.
Touchdown, Saints! Alvin Kamara with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list.
And the Saints are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
When you look at the Saints' defense,
they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers, takeaways they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Harris to return. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago.
But Charles, they've taken it right down Broadway.
Inside the 20, Alvin Kamara.
Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara
doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter.
And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although Like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it's now 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Now they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is caught. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. And I don't know what the method is to know when to dial up a fake punt, when not to. Whatever the method there, it worked for them.
I think you actually did explain it. There is no method. It's just a feel, a sense, and a healthy dose of guts in order to call that play in that situation.
Element of surprise, I guess, right?
Yeah, element of surprise and just a strong belief that, hey, we're going to get it done.
This defense for the Saints, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
They go play fake. Mahomes. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Brian Brzee able to record his 5th sack of the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. He'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Frank Clark providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. Here's Tommy Townsend now. On presumably to punt, though he did complete a pass earlier.
Harris returning.
And now the rookie's free. Touchdown, New Orleans. That punt returns 69 yards as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Well, partner, time to start thinking about dinner plans after this one. I don't want to write them soft first quarter, but my goodness, the offense clicking like this and a 4-score lead.
We are programmed to not get to that stage, right? To not think that way, but you can't help it. They look like sheer perfection right now with those 4 scores this early. Let's see if they can keep it up, and let's see if there's any way possible they can be slowed down.
Yeah, right now, I don't see any signs of them being slowed down. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 28-0. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Under pressure, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Now Mahomes. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here. Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Mahomes now to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it, and it'll be 2nd down.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
A run by Pacheco on 2nd down. Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Mahomes gets it out quickly, and it's complete out wide. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. It's got to be so tough having the ball in the middle of the field like that, knowing that a linebacker is just waiting to make a big tackle like we just saw.
No doubt about it, because offense coordinators love to call plays to send receivers into the middle of the field. And linebackers, they want to naturally discourage those plays from being called.
This offense so far on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Andy Reid, some say always unpredictable, and here he says we're going for it on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to get it back here just past the 35. I appreciate the aggressiveness trying to go for it there on 4th down, but you're in the red zone, had 3 points in your back pocket. Instead, Charles, they throw it away.
Certainly a big call to go for it on 4th down. As you said, in the red zone, definitely going to cost them 3 points, and we'll see how that affects the game as time goes on.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
They'll run up the middle with McAllister.
It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11.
Well, partner, they've been running it well the entire game, and the big guys up front, they're a huge reason why. And now they're reaping the benefits as they continue to open up big holes and gain nice yardage.
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. Duggan looking to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
The Saints going to send out Blake Gillikin to punt on 4th down here.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give him 9, though, on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The end result, 21 yards. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. They go play action. Now Mahomes. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco
with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year.
And the Shamrocks get a bit closer.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, you're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
The slot man in motion right. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he'll get in. And they're going to draw themselves 2 points closer. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
No return there for Harris, and the drive will begin at the 25.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
122 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Up the middle they go with McAllister. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
To throw is Duggan.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Duggan.
Under pressure, they got him again.
That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him.
And they visited the end zone frequently in this one, and obviously they wanted another one. But give credit to the defense there. They may not make the comeback, but pride showed. Good sack on that play.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So after a very one-sided first half, what will the second half bring as we are back underway on EA Sports?
Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield or man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Mahomes and the offense staying out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Mahomes throwing on 4th. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. 15 yards as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throwing is Mahomes on third.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They're going to try and throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Kamara up the middle.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
2nd and 7 from the 20.
Running right, here's McAllister. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Throwing, Duggan. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown, Saints. A.T. Perry, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Saints are pouring it on. So it takes them just 3 plays here to find the end zone. And you remember, of course, this was all set up by their defense.
Yeah, they got the stop on 4th down, so I imagine the offense said to their defense, thank you very much for this great starting field position. And like you said, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. They fake the give. Now Mahomes.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Hey, 15.
They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Boy, going for it at this stage in the 2nd half, back in the shadow of your own goalpost. Explanation, please, Mr. Davis.
I'm not sure I'm going to give you a great one, but here's a thought that I had. I wonder if maybe instead of going for it with your offense and announcing your intentions, that maybe you run out your special.
And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Saints get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Mahomes now on 1st down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. And incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Once more, it's Pacheco. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rush is just too off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th.
Attack, attack! Hey, 43, 15.
Now Mahomes got to have this one. That's to his running back, complete. Touchdown! Isaiah Pacheco. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Shamrocks get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And this is caught, so they do get the 2. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Here comes Harris out of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled it to 15.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a 1st down.
Another run with McAllister.
And some room to roam now. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. It's a gain of 34.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. Oh, design run for their wideout.
Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
Chris Jones able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. A CD, a little bit of feast or famine for him. He's had some success throwing the football, but also now he's been sacked 4 times.
Yeah, you just mentioned the 4 sacks, but you're right. He has managed to hang in there and make plays at times. His offensive line, they've got to figure it out and pick things up and give him more opportunities, and he has to help them by getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker as well.
So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. A handoff to McAllister. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. Here it's 3rd and 3. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him, They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 39 that time.
This play is a thing of beauty when it works as designed because they let the running back slip out of the backfield and head down the sideline on a wheel route. Number one, it's easy for him to get lost. And number two, really tough for the linebacker to run with him. And this ball's right on the money and leads to a big play.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
They'll check this one down to Pacheco.
So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains. And again, it's Mahomes. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Pete Werner, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. They go play fake. Mahomes. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Kim. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints will have the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the second half. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try.
The throw for Tony is intercepted.
Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. He lets it go deep for Olave.
And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's caught inside the 25. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the
11. Here's Duggan to throw.
Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. And they can't connect. Incomplete, but that stops the clock with 1 tick remaining here in this first half.
Duggan will look to throw this. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore.
And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And it was a game where they were off